I want to talk about something that isn't talked about a lot in video games, and that's mental health. Specifically, I want to discuss how games can help us through the rough times, how they can help us to better understand ourselves, and lastly, how games have the potential to make us think differently about the world around us. Growing up in school, I honestly had a rough time. I'd always be drawing in the backs of my notebooks or staring out the window instead of listening during class. Teachers said that my lack of focus and daydreaming was me actively wasting my potential, and for a long time I believed them. Later, however, I learned that my lack of control was something more intense than just simple daydreaming. 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, which is a persistent pattern of inattention and/or hyperactivity, impulsivity that interferes with functioning and development. This disorder is becoming more and more common in our modern world, as 11% of children in America ages 4 to 17 have ADD, and 4% of adults have ADD as well. That's 16.2 million people in America alone. My experience living with ADHD often feels like my thoughts are moving 100 miles an hour. I often feel distracted and disassociated from things around me, and it usually takes a lot of effort to focus on one thing for a long period of time. But you're probably asking yourself, how does this connect to video games? Well, a few months ago, I bought Stardew Valley, which, for the uninitiated, is a popular indie farming game wherein players farm, mine, socialize, and raise livestock. By growing specific crops and focusing on certain aspects of the farm, players can reinvest their resources into the community, progress through the game, and unlock new tools such as greenhouses, sprinkler systems, and more. However, to me, the pivotal feature of Stardew Valley is its in-game clock and calendar. As someone living with ADHD, it's difficult to manage time because it's hard to interact with it in a physical way. Therefore, it's not easy for me to actively process the consequences in real time. I think the most important thing about Stardew Valley is that it makes the intangible tangible, because the game's progression system is directly tied to one's ability to manage time. If I missed farming a certain crop during its prime season, then I had to wait an entire seasonal cycle of in-game time to have the chance to replant it. This heavy reliance on time management within the game forced me to plan out my day according to my duties and my responsibilities, which is a skill set that directly benefited my day-to-day functioning within the real world. The overarching goal of Stardew Valley, which is to cultivate a thriving farm through meaningful relationships, combined with a system that is constantly reminding you the importance of time, is something that people with ADHD can definitely benefit from. It gives those with attention problems a clearly defined goal and objective, and personally, it really helped me to understand and explore my deficits. If you miss an important event in real life, then you might lose friends, jobs, money, or even opportunity. Whereas in Stardew Valley, I had the freedom to fail. I'd even say that failure was encouraged by the game, since players can reload a save or wait until the subsequent seasons to implement knowledge from their experiences into new playstyles. The game made me think more about how to organize my own time in the real world, and gave me a digital sandbox to practice task management in. If I was responsible with my time, then I was rewarded with a new friendship, a building expansion to my farm, or a bounty of crops. My farm was a digital representation of my mental progress, as its growth was directly linked to my ability to focus, which was an extremely valuable exercise for me. Additionally, in Stardew, my efforts often changed the world around me in a positive way, and that felt great. I don't think that Eric Barone, the creator of Stardew Valley, specifically designed the game to help me or others with ADHD, but I think that's the beauty of the medium. I think that video games have endless potential in their ability to simulate real-world situations, which can allow our brains to try, fail, and learn from our mistakes in a relatively stress-free environment. They can teach us about the horrors of violence, show us unique imaginative worlds, be used as a form of fun competition, or sometimes they can even help you to better understand your mental illness through a simulated space. Stardew Valley helped me gain greater understanding of my own brain, and it helped me navigate my ADHD in a way that other forms of therapy have not. The simulation affected my psyche and mentality in a positive way, since I learned lessons and skills that could easily be transferred to my everyday life. I hope that sharing my experience about how video games helped me cope with my struggles with mental health can encourage others to possibly pursue the medium as a form of therapy and relief. However, games are not a replacement for speaking about your problems with a professional, and I'll always advocate for pursuing that avenue when evaluating or coping with an illness. I have been Ian, and this has been OK Beast.
Hey everyone, Alex here. Just want to say thanks so much for watching this video of ours. If you enjoyed it, we have new video essays every Friday, so check that out. We also have podcasts, articles, and other things over at okbeast.com. And if you want to get an OKBeast shirt, go to okbeast.com/store. Thanks so much everyone. Have a good week. Goodbye.